And we should be live. Good evening, one and all. Massive, massive warm welcome to Nathan. Massive warm welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, how many have we got in here? Everyone can hear us okay, I hope. Yeah, it's quite a few in chat. So, I think what we'll do, we'll just say hello to one or two people, Nathan, and then we'll...
I can see the chat now on the other screen.
You can. Excellent. There's no feedback, so that's great. Anything relevant, I'll stick underneath because our lot, they're pretty intelligent people. They ask some good stuff, so we'll put them at the bottom. So good evening, one and all, and obviously good evening, Nathan. We have been chatting before the show, but good evening, Nathan.
Yeah. Good evening, Mark. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, we're very happy to have you. Great show ahead, I think. Mick King, good evening to you. Gary Tucker, evening Gary. Rufus, evening Rufus. Albert Valenti, good evening Albert. Gary, I've said. Billy Lee Rice, evening Billy Lee. Caught the show last week. Ugh, I can't even read right. Caught the show last week, really enjoyed it, so I'm back. Excellent, nice to see you back. Daniel, one of my spanners. Evening to you, Daniel. Graham Mabley. Evening, Graham. Albert, I said. Rufus, I said. Mark Triggle. Evening, Mark. Stephen. Evening, Stephen. I think this is one of your subscribers, I would say. Is it, Nathan?
Yep.
Yep. Not a name I recognise, but a very warm welcome, Stephen. Who else have we got? Paul and Boy, Eden Paul. Mark Triggle said. Francis Homer, Eden Francis. Hertigan online, good evening, folks. Mark and Nathan, put that one on there. Just putting it on while I see it. Coyle, Eden Coyle. Dion78, evening Dion. Nice to see so many of you joining us. Adrian Mason, good evening, Adrian.
Good evening.
Bangalore, I think, is this one of your...
Yeah.
Good evening. Is it Bangalore? Is that how you pronounce it? Bangalore Vape, a very warm welcome to you. Thanks for tuning in. Rasper, evening Rasper. Getting to the bottom, I'm sure. Yep, nearly there now. A lot of Charlie Stewart, evening Charlie Stewart. Rick, evening Rick. Oh, Rick, that's disappointing. Can't stay long. So nice to see best two people together on show. Liked your velour review, guys. Yeah, we both did that, didn't we, Nathan?
Yeah.
Still undecided, but it's a 451 Nathan is chugging away on. Oh, 451. Good day, aren't they? Jim Mills, evening Jim. Evening Lee. Daniel, is that one of yours, Nathan? Daniel Dulberg? Not sure, but Daniel.
Not sure.
Very good evening to you, and a very warm welcome. Kieran, evening Kieran.
Kieran, I know, yeah.
Yeah. Jim Mills, I'm getting to the bottom now. It must be. Anthony Shield, evening to you. Tony Lenzel, hi Tony. And Jim Mills, not sure if I said. Bosh, done, got to the bottom. Nice to see so many people in chat tonight. It's lovely to see. And for good reason, I think. We've got one of the nicest, most sincere men in vaping on the screen. Why wouldn't you tune in?
Blushing.
And you, Nathan, you're here too. No, of course I meant you. Nathan, would you like to tell everyone what you're vaping on?
Well, as you've seen already, the 4.51. And in here, I've got the La Tabacaria Perique, which I enjoy immensely. And, well, on my dwarf, I've got your new Royal Navy line, the Elizabeth. I recorded a review this morning on this liquid, because I thought it's appropriate if I join you, I should know something about this new line. And I must tell you, this is amazing.
Glad
You
like
have
it.
to wait to the review in a few days, but
You'll have to wait for the review, but it's amazing.
yeah. But I want to tell you something, Mark. I did mention in that review that, in my opinion, as a net vapor, and I know my nets, this is I think, one of the pinnacle of NETs that are friendly to coil.
Yeah.
I don't think you can improve on this formula. And as well to retain the benefit of your coils lasting on a pot kit, on a stock coil, on even an RTE, not a wick. It's the pinnacle.
Yeah, it is. It's exceptional, isn't it? I think. I think. Well, your words. I can't expand on that. Really, you just summed it all up. And
I mean, with such a liquid, if someone loves tobacco, and you see, there is a difference, of course, between this line and the full version, like the English mixture or whatever it is. It's a bit milder, more refined, but still you retain all those nuances within the leaf.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're fairly complex. These are pure tobacco liquids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they achieved, it's amazing achievement. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that.
Oh, it's really, really nice. So that is the dwarf. And now I kept it really. Oh, where's my? I was supposed to bring the Kana 22, which is the coffee from the Flapper line,
All right. Yeah.
which is delicious. But I left it. I don't want to get up in the middle of the show now.
No,
so I
don't
left it in
worry,
the
don't
office.
worry.
So we'll
So
carry on.
you were
in
a
here,
little
my
bit-
cave one.
What's Yep. Yep.
A cave on X. I've got a liquid. I don't think you've got it still on your website. This is Balata Vacaria mixture number 2.
I don't think I ever had that one, Nathan.
No, this is a cigar,
Right.
cigar liquid, which is, well, it's a full-on. It's not one of those extra dry,
Yeah.
and it's something for you maybe to consider one day to stock.
And number 2, I shall remember that. How could you forget that?
Mixture number 2. It is a delicious cigar liquid,
Right.
and it's got a bit of sweetness. It hasn't got much smokiness, because normally smokiness goes with a pipe blend rather than a cigar blend. Although a cigar is smoke, but that smokiness, the campfire smokiness, is more suited to pipe tobacco.
Yeah.
But anyway, so mixture number 2 is amazing.
Good. Good.
you
Well,
get
I
that
haven't.
one?
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. I shall ask Federico about that.
Yeah,
And,
and if already, ask him on the Baphometto.
yeah. Yeah. I know that's. Yeah.
That
I've
is
heard
for
you mention that
hardcore
before.
vapors.
I think I did try and get that, and he said that they didn't have any or something, or couldn't do it at the moment. Because I did ask him.
The Baphometto is, interesting. Black Note have got a liquid called Quartet. And it's very similar in a way.
Right.
But the Baphometto is sort of Quartet on steroids, I will say.
Right.
Real oomph to it.
Right.
But anyway, that's another liquid for you. And this is my Spiker Pro.
All right.
forget where the camera
That's
is
one of my
angled there.
old favourite sets. the Spiker.
Yeah, and in here I've got the Matafina, of course,
Yeah.
which
Another
is
nice one.
a delicious one.
Yeah.
We'll vape in a minute. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a little. Do you recognize this tank?
Ah, bless it. You got the little tree tank out.
Yeah, well, in here I've got a liquid. It's not La Tabacares. I'm not going to mention what it is. But anyway, the tank, the RTA, I have given this away to someone. Like,
And he gave it back.
everything here goes with everyone. Everyone uses whatever they want, except for
Right.
my everyday vape. No one
Uh-huh.
touches. But this one was used by somebody for quite a few months. And I told him, let me try it again. And since then, I said to me, you're going to have to take something else. I love this tank, the True Tank. It is really, it was a benchmark for silent airflow at the time.
It was at the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Today, you've got a bit of competition in the silent airflow, like the Bishop, even the K-Fons, and the Dwarf, and the Fev.
Yeah.
But at the time, this was a benchmark.
Yeah. 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 It was. Well, I mean, we did very well with it, very well indeed, and it's still one I go back to sometimes as well. I think I'm going to have my little True Tank out because it is, it's mine, it's personal to me.
It just comes to show that some oldies are just simply amazing.
Still keeps up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's,
Do you have them? Do people still buy them?
Yeah. We still sell. We've not got many left. We've got, I'm going to guess, about 25 left out of, I believe, 1,800. So we did quite a few. But I mean, you're talking, was it 4 years now, Nathan? I think it's 4 years now.
And it's still as good as the day I bought it.
Yeah, but they're still going well. The thing I would have changed, and not to harp on, I would have changed the top, how you fill it.
Yeah, the top cap.
Because it's silicon,
Yeah.
it does stain a bit over time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see after all these years.
Yeah.
Focus here. I'm not sure. It's a different. I don't know where to focus. Where's the center point here?
See a glass bit, aim right at it.
Anyway, it's a great tank.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll just mention the name. I wouldn't say who's making this liquid, but it's a liquid that La Tabacaria had for sale and somehow, for some reason, stopped. The Bazooka.
All right.
I'm not sure why.
I think yes, and I asked about that as well, and I'm sure Federico said it wasn't a good enough seller. Didn't sell well.
It's got a very interesting spice to it.
Yeah. I'm sure he said
And
that. He said, I really
it's not everyone's cup of tea. I haven't I don't think I reviewed this liquid yet. Maybe I did already on the channel. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. So at least it's got some connection to La Tabacaria on the blend.
You can mention who makes it, Nathan. I'm not.
Anyway, so that is my and of course my Fev. I've got another liquid, not La Tabacaria, but well, it's mostly La Tabacaria this evening here.
It's a fair percentage. I don't think we can moan. It's a fair percentage.
Yeah, which is my favorite brand.
Excellent. Well, that'll do me.
Yeah.
What's that? I was just looking at Steve Barron here, still puffing on that glorious pipe. We'll get to Nathan and his pipes in a little while, but we will have a chat about that. So I better do, before I get engrossed in chat, I'll just do quickly what I'm vaping on. Just in my pocket because it's there, and I'll pick the green one again so it'll blend in with the green screen, the little Cyber G. So that's I'm not even going to have a go on that. So that's just there. I'm still the Cthulhu, the Delrin all-in-one. I'm still using this, every day. And inside it, I've got the little 850 bridge. The 850, yeah, with the Kraken borrow tank inside. And I will say that if you get that little 850 wicked correctly, it is incredible. It really is good. Superb little bridge. And liquid-wise, inside there, I've got what's, I'm not going to lie, fast becoming my favourite, St. George of the new range, the St. George. And Nathan will get involved with the notes in there.
St. George next week.
St. George is next week. I can't wait for you to review that one because
I'm waiting to be at home in my garden, taking off towards the end of the week, and then I'll review it relaxed.
Yeah. I'll just leave it at that. I can't wait to hear what you say. And finally, because Nathan is here, I thought it was only fitting to have a pipe on the go. And I've got my Yogs pipe with my K-Fun on there. I don't use this much, to be honest, guys, but you always feel a little bit self-conscious. But I'm going to have a little go.
This is a Lord of the Rings pipe.
Mm. And what a way to relax. I can see what you see in them, Nathan. I really can.
This is I review. Well, it's the Lord of the. It's the Gandalf pipe.
That's it, Gandalf. Yeah, comes in this rather. I don't know if they still make it. The Yogs e-pipe.
Yeah, they're very good quality.
Comes in this lovely box. It was a pipe that I hummed and hard. Do I? Don't I? And a lovely internal sort of velvety case. Really, really nice. And in the end, I just thought, do you know what? I'm going to have one because they won't be available forever. And I'm going to want one. So I bought one. I've actually got
Beautiful pipe. Quite
a few pipes that I've used in the past. This is the... Do you remember this one, Nathan?
Yeah.
The Smock 18350 pipe.
Yeah.
And I have that one.
Mm.
And I have this one was... What make was this? Kia Francis pipe. That is yonks old. I got this... Oh...
The old made of real wood?
Yeah. Well, I think what he did is he took a pipe and he basically converted it, I think. And it takes an 18500, just unscrewing it now. Yeah, an 18500. There's even like a little old spring in the bottom there, which you can't see.
Some of them don't accommodate any RTA, the mouthpiece.
The mouthpiece?
Some mouthpieces of these e-pipes do not fit any RTA you
No,
want
I know. And I think it was James who told me where to get the mouthpiece from, because they don't, like you say, they don't all fit, and they're very like wobbly, and you don't want your drip tip wobbling about, do you?
That's right.
But the disadvantage with this one was, I think I said to you the other day, yesterday, wasn't it, that if you put it in your pocket and you've got keys in your pocket and you touch that with that, it will short. And I had it in my pocket one day and it got red hot, and I was like, oh, I virtually threw it away. I was like, oh God, no. And I didn't really use it since.
That's unsafe.
No, that one's not safe. But of course, the Yogs is very safe. That's fine.
Yeah, but an e-pipe, you need to smoke in the right setting.
You do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I don't think I'd drive into Norwich with this.
No. A real pipe smoker will look at you. What the heck is that?
Yeah, I know. But it takes an 18650 battery, and it's nice in the hand. What more can you say?
Yeah.
Right. What else has everyone been saying? I've been ignoring chat. We've been chatting away. I'm a Naturevape. Eyes pink, heart shape. It's Daniel. Yeah, he was a Naturevape. He's one of your merry men.
Okay.
Charlie Stewart just ordered the Elizabeth Royal Navy e-liquid. Well, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Very good indeed.
I don't know what joke that was. I've forgotten now. Did I make a joke? Can't remember. Oh, there's an echo on Nathan's side. Has he got YouTube playing as well? Have you got YouTube?
I muted YouTube, but ask him if it's still echoing, because I lowered the volume on my PC.
Right. Thanks, Nathan. If it's still doing it, can you let us know? Yeah. Daniel, Nathan's a little echo. Oh, it's a shame. Echo.
I've got YouTube playing on the other screen, but it's muted.
Do you want to turn that off, Nathan? And unless you need it, do you? If you turn that off, that should cure all. Like I say, anything that we need, I'll bung in under the bottom.
Right, it's off now.
Right, hopefully It should be good. If it's good, just put all good. Gary's waiting for the postman. That's a different Mark he's talking about. Tony, Nathan must own at least 3 or 4 RTAs by now. I think you can definitely put a 0 after each of those numbers.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, Adrian. Yes, last week I thought I desperately need a haircut, so I got one. I've gone back to that just born look. See what it's like. Yeah, and Nathan loves Black Note 2. Yep,
That's correct.
it's good stuff.
Unfortunately, it's unavailable to us here in the UK.
Oh, is it? Right, yep. Sorry,
It costs you the shipping more than the actual liquid
Really?
from the
I
US.
suppose that would have been the case with Latabacaria as well before I
Of
got
course,
it.
that's why the fact that you're selling them is major. That's what I said right in the beginning.
Well, I
Not
hunted
for
them
you.
down, Nathan. I was so keen to have them. And little did I know, I think they'd been looking at me as a potential for selling it for them. So I kind of two married in, really nicely. So really chuffed about that. But they're a brilliant company to deal with. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But they're very strict on, what goes on with their product. They won't have it mixed with anything else. If you said, as a retailer, if I said I've mixed the Latabacaria Virginia with something else, they'd go, oh, that'd be an uproar.
You should never do that because
No.
every it's got a different method,
Yeah,
and you're gonna ruin both liquids. You ain't gonna enjoy it at all.
yeah.
Never mix.
Daniel's got a question for you, Nathan. Would you say you feel more relaxed in general now? You've itched your scratch with pipes once a week.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I received quite a few emails, and I was thinking maybe I should do a video on my other channel. Reading out people's emails they sent me and my answers to them. And one of them was exactly the question that Daniel asked me now.
Right.
Do I feel happy with my...
What other channel's that then, Nathan? Who is that handsome fellow? Just as a might as well plug while we're here, this is Nathan's other channel. Look for it on YouTube. The Vaping Piper. It's well worth the watch. I watched one of his reviews the other night, and we'll last night in fact. We'll get to that in a bit. Sorry, Nathan, I interrupted.
No, go ahead. So anyway, so one of them asked me exactly the same question as Daniel, and it's perfect for me. Everyone is different. In order for me to vape the whole week and be 100% satisfied, it's that little bit to give in. When you fight your demons, there is 2 ways: either head on, or you give in 1 inch, but you keep the rest intact. And that is my method, and it's working brilliant.
Working well
For now. One day maybe that itch will disappear and it'll be... But for now, that is perfect.
A little bit of what you fancy does you no harm at all, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Mark says that yogs are still made, expensive though. Yeah. They always have been.
But mind you, Mark, may I just say that if you buy a good quality briar pipe, it's more or less the same price as those yogas.
Yeah, I quite believe it. It. Gorgeous mod. Thank you, Hertigan. It's just I had to have it. Really, I knew in the end I was going to buy it, so I'll just rip the plaster off straight away and get it. Grateful Lent. Good evening to you. Hertigan says, seems diodes are back to 18500. Still hard to find quality batteries.
Yeah,
it's not true. Catered for at all well, is it, Nathan? 18500 batteries
is very It's either 18350s or 18650s or the 2100s or the 21700. That one's sort of, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be E-Fest were the ones for those, wasn't it? 18500s, and there was
I
another
never
one.
used those 18500s.
No, well, they didn't get embraced by us because no one really made a decent one. You know, they were all pretty limp, really. I did have
Yeah.
one kicking around.
Not suitable for vaping whatsoever.
Not really. No, not really. Grateful Ant. What's this? They would think you were from the future in Norwich. Yeah, they would. We're not used to that in Norwich. We're a little bit behind in Norwich in most respects.
I think in Norwich this will look more in place.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
And this is the real Gandalf.
Crikey, Nathan. You can vape that or smoke that while it's still in your pocket.
Yeah.
Awesome pipe. Kieran says still maybe 2 mics active. Have I got
I've got one mic active.
sorry. Can't hear?
And now it's okay.
Now it's okay?
Now it's okay.
Right, I've used noise cancellation. There was a box unticked. Maybe that will help. Hopefully it does. Still an echo. That's all good. Apparently it was all good. I think it was all good
now?
when you turned off.
It's all good now?
Let's go right to the bottom. Someone just type in really quickly if it's all okay. Echo gone. Brilliant. Thank you.
And you could hear me?
Billy Rice. And you can hear us both. Brilliant audio now. That's the trouble, Nathan. When you join these, 2-pot things, they get these things wrong, don't they? Sorry, folks.
You got the hang of it right fairly in the beginning.
How annoying. I hate it when things like that happen. I really do. Laurie, good evening to you. Sorry I'm late and not entirely here. Oh. One or two people saying hello to Laurie. Hello, look out. Daniel, hope I didn't keep you awake last night. What's that all about, Daniel? Anything you want to share? Steve Barron says huge problems soon with getting Chinese vape stuff. Well, it could be, of course. And actually, I'm glad you brought that up because there is one bit of news that I've got to share with you. The new Ed Balance V2 has been, I think it will now get released. It was held in customs and really, really frustrating. But hopefully now I've sorted that and they will come through. But yeah, that's the downside. You spend quite a few bob and then it gets held in customs, Nathan. You're like, it's quite.
I've got this one here.
Yeah.
Version 1, and it is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never failed. Perfect.
I can't get the older ones with the 5A chip anymore, but I have also managed to get some with a DNA 60 chip like yours, Nathan. Which, I'm really chuffed to get them because that's what I wanted them to do in the first place.
But the version 2 is with a DNA already, isn't it? DNA 60
already. Yeah, but I've also got the ones like yours, so like the V1, but with the DNA 60 chip fitted. So
and the version 2 can be used as a side-by-side and as a box mod.
Yes. Yeah. So really looking forward to getting them. It's so frustrating.
Yes. Probably I'll ask the guy who does my vaping to order one by you.
Yeah. I bought those last August. So if you think as a and paid for them, if you think as a customer you've been waiting a long while, imagine it from my side. It's a lot of money. Yeah.
It's a mod well worth having because it's so well built and it's so elegant. The version 2 has got even a cap. They could, it looks so beautiful.
Mark Trigwell has got something on here for you, Nathan. I'll let you read it if you want. You might be able to pronounce it.
Yeah, HUO. Yeah. I know exactly what he's talking about.
You do.
Oh yeah, and he chose well.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel's put your vaping Piper link in chat, so anyone who wants to go there, I would. Let's talk about that very, very quickly. I watched your poker pipe review.
This one here.
That's the kiddie, the poker pipe. Honestly, Nathan, you should be on BBC or something, because I sat there, I was just engrossed in everything you had to say. I don't want to wreck it for everyone, but it starts with a handmade chess set, and it goes on to the pipe and fine art and why it's fine art, and it was just, you built the whole story. And I don't know if you do this, Nathan, but when I watch most YouTube reviews, there's a button on your keyboard that's an L button, and will fast forward you 2 minutes.
Oh, I never knew that.
It does. Press L. When you're getting bored, press L and go.
No, thanks for the tip.
And it will fast forward you 2 minutes. Don't do it tonight, folks. It's rude.
I don't think we'll do it on live.
Yeah. L is forward to, J is back to, and K is pause. Just so you know. And I normally do that, but clearly my finger didn't go anywhere near that L button watching your review of that. It was just, I found it so captivating, that, and your enthusiasm for that as well. It's just infectious. It really is.
Because it is genuine. That's why.
I know.
I love art as it is, and for me, a pipe is not just pipe. It's just some pipes are art. That was the whole idea of that video. Is pipe considered wood art?
Yeah, and it certainly is as well.
It certainly is. I mean, when you look in some pipes, the beauty of it is, there is such a thing as called bird's eye on the grain of the briar wood is really a living, breathing. Well, it's not living, but it absorbs water. It's the root of a tree, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the grain, when you stain it, comes out in such a rich and deep, nearly memorizing. What's the word? Mesmerizing.
That's easy for you.
Yeah.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, and it is. I love art as it is. I mean, I once uploaded to my channel. Those who follow me on Vaper will know that I've got a beautiful route in my running in the mornings. And I see sometimes the street arts, artists who paint on brickwork, not graffiti, real art.
Yeah.
And those people have got such talent, and it's really, they're not benefiting anything from it. They're not getting any money.
Yeah.
It's not a painting that they will get famous by. And I did a video of one of those street arts that looked so alive, so beautiful. I just stopped running and just been watching, looking at it. And I recorded a video on that one, because after a few days, some other guy will just do over it.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
It's something they could enjoy. Art is I love art.
Yeah, well, I do. It's individual and, to be appreciated. But we've got a guy local to us. He draws art on, of all things, vans, white vans. And when they get really dirty and messy, he will draw art. And honestly, it is amazing. People won't wash their vans after he's done it, because it is stunning what he does, and it just scratches into the, into the side of the van, and it's like a World War II scene or something, and it's perfect, absolutely perfect, so clever. Have you got an extra 30 minutes tonight, Nathan? Laurie would like to know.
I will be as long as you want me to be here.
Laurie wants to know why her 451 is leaking. I just thought it could take you 30 minutes.
You need to put in more cotton. The 451 needs a lot of cotton,
It does need a lot of cotton.
and it needs to cover the whole entire space of the juice wells.
Yeah, I
The
wasn't.
whole cavity, the whole entire, not to leave one bit not uncovered with cotton, because what happens is when the juice flow holes are open, it does a very good capillary action absorption of the liquid. And if there is not enough cotton, what happens is it accumulates in the juice wells,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not picked up all by the cotton, and eventually you get leaking through the air hole,
yeah.
because it has to escape somewhere.
It's the other tip that I often give, which I've been used now for years, is with mount. And I had a phone call from a guy today saying his Valor was leaking and he hated it. And after getting chatting, he told me this is first mouth to lung tank, his direct lung. I said, there
No.
lies your answer. There's your problem. But, you know, I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been vaping years. I said, it's one of my favourites. And certainly as a price range one, it is.
Yeah.
But if you, with the 451, less is more actually with that cotton in there, I find. But if you also only prime a couple of drops on the coil itself, leave the end of the bow tie dry, and let the juice naturally expand that cotton, it will be leak proof. And that's true of a lot of mouth to lung RTAs.
The Elbrich version 2, I advise so many vapors not to moisten the wick at all.
Right. Yeah.
Leave it dry.
Mm.
Fill up the tank. Give it a few dry pulls without pressing the fire button.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes, like a stock oil, and you'll never have a leak.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's tip of the night. Leave them
It's
dry.
trial and error. Eventually you get to know your RTAs, and you know what ticks them over and what keeps them happy and keeps you happy.
They are all slightly different. The Velour, I found, less is more.
Keep them shorter.
Shorter. It stops that slurp through the center tube, which is the opposite to what your brain is telling
you. Exactly. So some RTAs are exact opposite than the other.
Yeah.
And you just have to learn which way to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Echo gone. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, we knew that. I'm getting down to the chat now. What's this one here? The reason Nathan receives so much love is because he's absolutely honest. Unlike most of the reviewers on YouTube, most of them lie about the product, and even puff Nathan takes. Oh, every puff Nathan takes, he enjoys it.
That's true.
I mean, I'll second that. You do. I mean, you've been going 5 years?
Since 19, I think.
Since when?
4 years, I think.
4 years.
Since 2019, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So, but in all that time, I mean, I knew you probably when you reviewed the True Tank quite early on.
That's right.
And that was, I think, when I first watched your channel. But I've followed you all since that day. I've followed you on YouTube. Stalked you, Nathan, I have.
Yeah.
And throughout all that time, what I love about you is you're not doing anything because you're worried about how many subscribers you're getting or what someone thinks or what someone doesn't think. You're like, that camera doesn't even exist to you. You're in your little bubble and you're doing what you want to do. And if that
you nailed it, Mark. And that's why live shows, I'm out of my comfort zone. But yeah, my reviews are based upon my experience. I bought most of my stuff myself. I get emails after emails after emails of all these pods and AIOs and bridges. It's not my scene.
Yeah.
I don't want to start reviewing things that I'm not going to use after the review.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only review items or products of vape that I constantly use.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if something I recorded a review and I didn't like it, I will not upload it. So some guy asked me, why is it that you like everything you review?
So that's
I
interesting.
answered in the simple answer is because I reviewed it because I like it.
So rather than slate it, you'd delete it. You just wouldn't.
I just don't publish it.
Yeah. Mm.
So yeah.
There are so many reviewers that are so worried that if I say this is bad, they're not going to send me anything else.
Nah,
I fell out with Ted.
I'm waiting for a RTA, actually, a diplomat.
Ah, right. I've heard a lot about the diplomat.
And I got an email asking me if I'll review the diplomat. I said, oh, thank God I'm getting something that is up my alley.
Yeah.
And this is going on from August. Or
Really?
no, September, I think it was. Still waiting.
Still waiting.
Yeah. So, but that is a problem as well for me because I'm limited to what to review.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm really a mouse to long RTA Vaper on NETs.
Mm.
So
your philosophy of reviewing is fairly similar to me and what I stock at Naturevape, and I'm fairly limited as to what I can buy now because it's all so samey. And
yeah,
if it isn't samey, it might be from a highfalutin company that doesn't want to supply me anyway. You have to buy from a Facebook group or whatever. So it is hard. It is difficult.
And this is the issue. What you just said now with Facebook groups, with clones. You see, I originally I said no way I'm going to review clones, but then I realized that if you want to get a hold of this tank here, the Spiker Pro.
Yeah.
Where's the camera
We
here?
can see it.
Spiker Pro.
Yeah.
You can't get it. You need to belong to a face group, and you need to crawl on all four and to get it. Come on, it's only a vape.
Yeah.
How much? So I fully understand when people say, heck with that. And just go buy a clone that nowadays clones, or if someone will give you an original and a good quality SXK clone, I doubt very much if you'll notice a difference.
I doubt it. But
except for the quality of material, that doesn't affect the flavor.
I still think if they'd have produced the original Spiker Pro and made it $49.99 and made them in numbers, they would have sold thousands and thousands of them.
Yeah, but then they're going to lose the exclusivity.
But there wouldn't have been any clones because it wouldn't have been worth the bother.
Yeah, but that's why a Bentley costs so much more than a Ford, or exclusivity. You want to keep a few, not too many, to keep it desired. People always want what they can't get. That's a human nature.
Yeah, I think that's changed a little bit in fact. That was certainly true in the early days. But I think we're all now I know myself, I've bought RTAs. I bought the Rose. Do you remember the Rose? I've used it once. It's still in a box downstairs. That was £100 and something.
Yeah.
And I bought it because everyone said how good it was. I don't think it was that good. They just thought it was because it was a lot of money.
Yeah. Look at the 451. I mean, this is one of the best tanks ever produced in the last few years.
Yeah.
In flavor, in draw, in easiness, in look.
I wish I'd have.
Could you get an original 451? No way.
No. I wiped SXK out of the 451s. I bought all the ones I had left.
Yeah. So there you go.
But,
so how could you blame someone buying a clone? Those exclusive, the high end caused this chain.
Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah, everyone's saying Echo's gone, brilliant audio now. What a shame I didn't get that. It's just a tiny little box there that I hadn't.
Never mind.
I'm ever so sorry, guys. Really sorry. Everyone's just saying here, I'm scrolling down furiously now. And Graham said, we've been telling you that from the start, Mark. and laughing. I don't know what that was. Probably about the echoing. I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, look, Laurie, shush, Daniel, keep our secret. Daniel kept her up late last night. Don't know what that was all about, Nathan. No idea.
No idea.
Hertigan, I was on. Get on there. Christmas shopping, Italy. Was able to get La Tabaccaria as well.
Oh, lucky him.
I would like to know Nathan's thoughts on whatever is going on with Australia's current vape scenario.
Madness. Absolute madness. What they're going to cause is the black market to flourish, and they won't gain nothing by it. A lot of vapors will go back to smoking.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with health. Nothing to do with health, and nothing to do with the children either. And I can blame the disposables really for all this. When I first start seeing disposables on the market with all these vivid lollipop colors, I said this is a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And the governments who are benefiting from all the tobacco revenue are jumping on the wagon to cause vapors to go back to smoking, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what they want.
It is absolute madness what's going on in Australia.
Crazy.
They should really promote vaping as a substitute to smoking, and in fact subsidize the cost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what they're doing is the opposite, thinking that this was going to stamp out vaping. They're mistaken. They're taking the wrong way of doing things completely.
I think when vaping first came on the scene, it was a way of people like yourself and me. I mean, I was at one point, Nathan, I was nearly 40 fags a day, 40 bends.
Yeah.
And it was a good way. It was the only way that worked for a lot of us to get us off cigarettes or roll-ups, whatever we were on, and to a better way of health. And I mean, I tried hypnotherapy, I tried patches, I tried chewing gum, and I tried Champix, although I wish I'd never had. Oh, evil stuff, horrible. I tried everything, and I mean, the hypnotherapy I could have got up and walked out whenever I wanted. It just didn't work for me. But vaping was the only thing. I remember when I first started, it was a Jack Vaper, like a cigarette thing that I had when I very first stopped. And I remember thinking, I need to keep, so it was roll-ups then, I was Golden Virginia. I need to keep smoking until after I've had my Sunday lunch, because that was my best cigarette of the week. Yeah. And I thought, if I can just have that one, then I'll stop and I'll go from there. And that's exactly what I did. But I kept a pouch of my Golden Virginia in my pantry with some papers and a lighter. That was there. I knew where it was.
Just in case.
But it was out of reach, but I knew where it was in case, because I thought if I throw it in the fire, I'll go and buy some more. Because I'll be like panic mode.
You need to have the psychological that if you want, you can.
Yeah. And I did, and I stopped from that day, and I never started again. I did have a puff on someone's a couple of years ago. They were all smoking, and I was having a particularly bad day. And I said, "Just roll me up one of them. I want to try one." Because I've been vaping for years.
And it was disgusting, I bet.
And I took one puff, and I was like, it was like metallic and horrible. And I went, oh, no.
That is the difference between cigarette smoking and pipe smoking.
Yeah.
It's like a pipe smoker is not addicted to nicotine.
Mm.
He likes the flavor. It's like eating a sweet. It's like chewing a sweet.
Yeah.
You're not inhaling the smoke to your lungs. It's a completely different hobby. But going back to the vaping and the smoking, I mean, I think I mentioned in one of my channel, I've got a very good friend who's a top doctor, and he sends people to me to convince them to start vaping.
Really?
Yeah. That is the right way of looking at things.
It
And
is.
he's an NHS doctor as well. I mean, he's
Right.
private, but he works on NHS.
Yeah.
You know, this is the right. England are walking on the right path when it comes to vaping. So now, I don't know what's going to happen if Labour gets in. But, well, at currently, it's the most sensible and health, and the reason is because NHS is free.
Yeah.
So the care they give you, they're interested to reduce the expense. So they want you to vape. In America or in Australia, it's private.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no cash.
They want your money.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Trigwell, he says that Simon is an artist for sure. He produces some exquisite pipes.
Yeah, that's the guy who, from LCS Bryce, who done for me the pipe.
Graham Mabley, that's why I follow modders. Some beautiful pieces of art out there. Barry Kane, evening Barry. You know who Barry is, do you, Nathan?
Yep.
That's the Alchemist Cupboard.
Yeah.
Barry is now.
I think he's got a La Tabacaria on his website as well.
He has. He's got the Flapper range, and
Yeah.
I think he'd like to extend it, and I'd like him to extend it as well. So,
Yeah.
if anyone wants any of their other bits and pieces, you can get your La Tabacaria from Barry, and as a like a mutual thing, really, I stock all Barry's. It's very good quality VG and PG, so I'm happy to stock that. So mutual shout out there, one for him, one for me.
Yeah.
Daniel, Naturevape, that's definitely why so many are drawn to your channel, Nathan. The new channel, the genuine, authentic enthusiasm just pours out, and yes, it is infectious. Yeah,
and I can say now, thank Daniel, because he's a true gentleman, and I never met him in person, but I can sense that he's a true gentleman.
He is, yeah. I've known Daniel for a long, long time. He's always been a big supporter of Naturevape.
Yeah, and he gives me the boost and the support.
Yeah.
Appreciate
he does other people too. It's just, I don't want to embarrass him. He's on here, but he's a thoroughly nice fella and a good friend.
Yeah.
Barry, hope everyone's all good. 6 more sleeps till the big man. Yeah. I mean, I made all this effort with my Christmas decorations, Nathan. I'm looking behind you.
Yeah, lovely. Shame you're covering the fireplace with your chair, Mark.
Where is it? There it is. Look, I've got it lit. Look.
Yeah, that would have given us a very cozy feeling.
It's can't see how hot my cheeks are. Lying like a cheap watch about my green screen.
Yeah.
Laurie, that's fabulous. Thank you, Nathan. She's thanking us your help on the 451.
I normally, when I do my reviews and the close-up, I take my time for people to actually follow it. So,
yeah, I'm sure we've or I've suggested Laurie to have a look at your reviews in the past. I mean, I often do, Nathan. If I haven't reviewed something, I often say Nathan's done a review. Have a look. Because you do take your time, you do explain it. You're a bit like me, and I don't want to be rude, but your editing isn't the best, nor's mine. It's not. No. We're not some professional production. We are vapors showing.
We're trying to show you how to wick.
Correct. We're not here about anything.
And you know something interesting? I don't normally watch my own reviews, but sometimes I go back to a close-up just to see the where the O-rings were.
Right.
Because if I lose an O-ring, I can't remember where was it.
You have to watch your own reviews to see what.
Yeah, so I go back to the close-up and I check it out slowly to see where the O-rings are, because I always point them out for my own self for one day.
Pixie Juice.
Antonio, yeah.
Santa, yeah, good old Santa. Adrian, Nathan's a true gentleman. He is indeed.
Thank you, Adrian.
Tony, Nathan introduced me to nets via YouTube a long time ago. I've never looked back, so always thankful. And Mark spent time on the phone discussing all things RTO with me, so thankful to Mark as well. There you go. We've got a mutual. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. I always try to dedicate time to people, on the phone. In fact, going back to what you were saying about pipe smokers, the same conversation with a guy today. He said, I bought some La Tobacco. I said, you won't go wrong with that. I said, he said, I haven't tried it yet. But I said, imagine, I'm vaping the St. George at the minute. When you follow a man smoking a pipe and you're in his, through draft and you're like, oh, that smells nice. I said, but if you were to have a go on his pipe and say, give us that thing here, and you'd never used it before, I said, you'd probably find it disgusting. But the smell and aroma that pipe gives out is gorgeous. I said, that's what you're vaping, is the smell. I said that
the fresh note leaf.
It's the best way I can describe it. Yeah.
That's right.
Fresh note, exactly right.
If you smoke a cigarette and you're vaping NET, you'll throw away the cigarette. NET is so much tastier than a cigarette. It's foul, a cigarette compared to an NET.
Yeah, I just found it. That was a roll-up, but I just found it literally metallic. It was.
It's the paper. It's the burning chemical that keeps it burning.
Yeah.
And the tobacco is the lowest of the lowest grade of quality.
Yeah.
Shredded to
nothing.
Bits.
Yeah.
And that's why a cigarette can stay fresh for years.
Yeah.
Without being in a jar or in a humidor.
Yeah.
It's absolute rubbish.
I like Rufus.
And I'm surprised I smoked for 30 years that rubbish.
Yeah, and me too. Rufus, the rose was crap. Nicely made though. I'd agree with that, Rufus. That's exactly what I said. Graham, still the same, Mark. Can't get on groups to buy RTAs. Waiting lists. Oot. Yeah. And it is. Just seems nuts to me. I mean,
it's a waste of time.
Take the True Tank, there was no way I wanted to make that £100 and take it away and just release them in bits. Yeah. It was there for everyone to enjoy it, like 25 quid. That's the way I saw it. Billy Lee, disposables made vaping mainstream. They have their place, but when they came out was an explosion. The problem was, well, we've been down this road before, but it's the outlets that sell them, the kids that get hold of them. A pal of mine, he's a DJ. He reckons at night when they kick out and everyone's gone, he said there's up to 100 disposables on the floor, on the dance floor, kicking around. Yeah. That's a lot.
The argument that disposable will bring children to smoke doesn't hold no water. Because they enjoy the flavors of the disposable. When they smoke a cigarette, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So they will stick to disposables rather than smoking cigarettes, and that in a way is a good thing as well.
Yeah. But some of those disposables have been proven. They don't hold 10 milligram or 20 milligram.
No.
Way above that. Way above it.
The coil goes way before the liquid ends.
Jaya, evening all. Evening to you, Jaya. Herdigan, he bought a Diplomat tonight. V-Bar, Italy. Oh, thank you, Daniel. That's a good one to put in chat. It's there. A link. Thanks for that, Daniel. See, Daniel's on the ball. He's always on.
Yeah, it's very important to do it. I actually done it myself.
Yeah. This is a great RTA. The survey's closed. Forget what I said and Daniel said. Too late.
No, it's closed already.
Neil Pitts, face from the past. Nice to see you, Neil. Welcome tonight. Right, where did we get to? So, yeah, the poker pipe. I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I suggest. I'm be honest with you, mate. I'm not going to smoke a pipe. I've got one of these addictive natures that I'm sure if I started, I would continue. I wouldn't be able to just say, this is a one-off for this month, because I know it wouldn't be. And so I'd rather not go down that road. But it still doesn't stop me watching your review and video of it.
Well, I mean, for me, you see, the pipe smoking, I was in a dilemma. You see, I used to be a cigar smoker.
Right.
And I used to smoke at least 2 cigars a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. And when I'm on holiday, it was more. And when I started vaping, those cigars stayed in the humidor.
Right.
Until today, I've got quite a few years matured cigars, Cuban, most of them. But because of my craving for the tobacco, to go back to the cigar wasn't wise. So the only solution, cigarettes, I don't want. No. I cannot take the smell of cigarettes. So the only option was for me to smoke a pipe, because my older brother is a pipe smoker. And whenever we meet, he smokes his pipe. And I think what nailed it for me is when we went for a wedding, a good friend of mine, we went to a beautiful resort for their wedding. I actually recorded a video on that one. And I think I was talking about temptation of a vapor. I can't remember the title of that video.
Right.
But everyone was smoking cigars and pipes, and I was vaping away my La Tabacaria, chain vaping to conquer that. And I just couldn't fight it anymore.
Right.
So it was either something I had to give. So my wife said, why don't you just smoke a pipe on occasion? Yeah. So that demon will quieten a bit. Yeah. And then just carry on with it. And that's what I've done. And it works for me. I mean, once a week, twice a week max. And each one is like 40 minutes. It's for me, it's just done the trick.
And that's your quiet, pensive, thoughtful moment, is it?
I tell you, it is. You see, if you check the banner that the guy has done for me, it was under La Tabacaria, and this one here it wasn't La Tabacaria, sorry, the Vaping Gentleman Club. On a liquid, on an NET, is the writing, a pipe is to the troubled soul what caresses of a mother are for a suffering child. That when I read that, when I reviewed this liquid, I said, whoa, it's talking to me. And and I fully agree with that. That's why it's on the banner.
What did it
say? For me, it is
on your pipe as well, that sticker, warning, opening this package will cause serious enjoyment or something. Something like
that. Yeah. When you send me the pipe. Yeah. So pipe from me. I don't advise it to everybody. You have to have a certain amount of discipline. And you need to also love tobacco, because when you first pick up a pipe, you wouldn't taste all those nuances in the tobacco. You will obviously notice it is a much better quality than cigarettes. Yeah. But it takes time and patience, but it is certainly relaxing. Most relaxing.
Bangalore, not only disposable, but recently they have started putting menthol mint into everything. That's absolutely disgusting and wide. Yeah, that's actually really true. With the exception,
no idea why they do it.
Everything has got mint, isn't it? Absolutely everything.
Yeah. It's not mint; it's menthol.
Yeah.
Mint is something else.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're quite right. Barry's range of Pixie Juice, which is aimed at a similarish market for pods, mainly. It's salts for pods. I'll give him his due. I think he's bringing out a mint range, but his first range was like it's in here actually, raspberry and plum. That is a mod. It's just disguised by the green screen. My Christmas decorations. That's raspberry plum, and that's actually nice. There's a refreshing change. That's usually in my pocket. Fits in my work trousers in a little side pocket.
I've gone off fruit completely, Mark.
Have you?
Completely. I do not vape anything but NETs.
NET all the way.
all the way.
Mm.
Hybrids, mind you, I do enjoy the flapper line.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So can
It's
you?
fruit, but it's got a tobacco element to it.
It has as a back note. They're predominantly. I think you summed it up well with them. They are predominantly the fruit, but the net tobacco is behind it, and it's
It's
probably
behind it. And I said to Daniel, actually, because Daniel doesn't vape tobacco, and I said to him that the flapper line he would enjoy
mm,
because the tobacco is so in the back, and in fact, it enhances the fruit flavor. If the flapper line didn't have tobacco, it wouldn't taste as good.
no.
The tobacco adds the dimension to the
It,
fruit.
yeah, yeah.
It
100.
is a cracking line, the flapper line.
We're talking to Daniel. We've embarrassed him. He's blushing. Nathan, you're a true gentleman. You always take time to answer comments. Yeah, you do.
Yes, that's one thing. If someone takes his time and he needs help and he puts a comment, the minimum what could one do is reply.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I certainly do for the first couple of weeks on any review that I've done, and then I'm not going to say that if someone comments on it a year after the date.
I received a comment 2 days ago on a review that I've done on a black note. That was in 2019.
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
Still
But that
reply.
doesn't make a difference. He made an effort today to send me a
Mm.
comment. What do I care which video it is?
Here's a question for you, Nathan. Do you like any RY4 e-juices?
I don't like. I think the vanilla is a bit over sickening to me a bit.
Mm.
Juice Cabin had a fairly good RY4 actually, and someone sent me. He made his own liquids. Actually, uploaded a video on that DIY NETs. I think he's in the chat now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. If he is, maybe he'll put a comment now. He sent me a few DIY NETs, and I must tell you, very, very pleasantly surprised.
Right.
Really nice. And those are similar to RY4, some of them. Got vanilla, caramel, and the tobacco. Yeah, some RY4s are good, but I like, without the vanilla so much.
Right. I must admit, I've never RY4s. I've never really. I did try a couple, and I didn't. It's probably in the early days. They're probably improved, but I haven't tried
Yeah.
any for a long time. Matt Benson, Mark. See, I went to school there with the caps. Look at the Piccatini mouth to long RTO from Sight Pick, related to Holiati. Very cool coil clamps.
Holiati, I think is the
I'm gonna have to try and
Mia
remember
culpa.
that. I'll go back and read that in chat. What time is it? Right.
That is the Mia culpa, the one who the Mia culpa that I've got. It's a new RTA by the same modders.
Right.
And that is the only problem with the Mia culpa is it's a tiny RTA.
Is it?
Within an hour or two, you finish the liquid. I don't think it's even 2 mil in there. 1.5 probably.
Favorite thing about Christmas for me is watching various versions of Scrooge. Just saying, he's giving all happy at the end. He gives in getting all that. So Tony would rather he was stayed miserable.
Yeah.
Heard again, I was 42 years on cigs, if I can get that on the broadcast. Yeah, 3 years vaping and not had a cig those years.
That's it. There you go.
Daniel, no, although not a net vapor myself, 71-year-old neighbour smoked. Yeah, this is true because I helped him with it. Smoked for 56 years, up to 60 a day. I convinced her to try La Tabaccaria 18 months ago and 0 cigarettes since. She's done really well because she was. I think Daniel tried to convert her to vaping, and normally, if you want to give up smoking, you've got to want to give up, haven't you? So
That's
she
right.
must have wanted to an element there. But I know she was very heavily influenced.
It's
by
some
that.
smokers that the habit is so rooted in their cycle that nothing can change it.
You had one, didn't you? Was he a bricklayer or builder or something?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
still working for me, and he's a lovely guy. You'll see him, you'll think he is a thug.
Right.
He looks the part of the villain,
Yeah.
but he is
If you're
gentle as
listening,
they come.
sorry.
He is such a nice guy, but he's always got a cigarette stuck in his mouth and one in his ear. And he's just chain smoking nonstop. And I tried to find him a way to get off it. And forget it. I said, carry on smoking.
Yeah.
I gave up.
Yeah. One of your very few failures, I would say.
Yeah, but there's not much you can do about it. It's so rooted in, and you know.
Herding, I don't dare to take a chance on pipe. Still watering in mouth if someone smokes close to me. You never lose it, do you? Now and again, someone will walk past you, even with a roll up or something.
I mentioned it to you, Mark, when I smelled that cherry aromatic.
Yeah.
My grandfather smoked cherry aromatics
Yeah.
for centuries, and it brings me back a lot of memories.
£250 a week saving, that lady. That's a lot. £1,000 a month saving on cigarettes. Wow.
Yeah, they're very expensive these days.
Yeah. Right. Well, I did ask my chat, my little WhatsApp group, which is only small, if they had any questions that they wanted to ask or for me to put forward to you, Nathan. One of the questions was a guy wanted to know, who was it? Who was that? I won't say his name. It'll embarrass Justin, so I can't say his name.
Okay.
He wanted to know your opinion of the difference between RTAs versus borrow tanks and any bridges in borrow tanks. Where you thought, do they compete? Do they match? Is one better than the other? Your thoughts?
Well, those who like toys, this borrow is a is an Aladdin cave for them, because every single day is something new comes up, shinier and different. But in the essence of it, as a vapor, they're simply mimicking an RTA in minute size.
Yeah.
Is no way except for maybe a selective few can compete with flavor of good quality mouse along RTAs. I reviewed quite a few bridges until I thought to myself, Nathan, you're going the wrong way. This is not for you. It's fiddly, leaking. Some of them, the newer ones, are not leaking as much as they used to. Like the one, for instance, you're vaping now on, Mark.
Bone dry. Look
Cthulhu, because Cthulhu are from nearly the Cthulhu never leak, and that is a major. Cthulhu do produce very good quality.
Yeah, they do.
But as a vapor, for me, why should I bother with this tiny deck when I have a traditional deck and an RTA that the whole concept of bridges is coming from? Just, I think what happened is the market came to the pinnacle of RTAs. It was nowhere to go further. There's nothing new.
Yeah.
So business-wise, they did the right thing. They came up with the same lady with a different dress. And yeah.
Yeah, there's only one slight area that I'll bring a question mark into what you've just said when you say about the size of them. The one advantage they got for me is so many RTAs. I can normally tell by looking at the deck of an RTA if it's going to interest me or not. And if the posts are too far apart, I'm not interested, because you get hot spots on the wire,
on the legs
of the legs. You get hot legs going in.
Yeah.
And they never taste right. The one thing I do like about all these bridges is
They're very
the
close.
coil is in there so tight you
Yeah,
can't get that. And
yeah,
from
yeah,
that point of view, I think you get a really
yeah,
good
yeah.
coil.
I agree with you on that, Mark.
Where they let themselves down normally is in the airflow for me,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
these bridges. And even this one, although I really, really like this one, the 850 by Cthulhu, even this one, you can't dial that airflow in like you can an RTA.
yeah.
So, yes, I love the deck, I love the vaping experience, but even I have to admit, much as I like it and I love the form factor and everything else, and it's brilliant, the airflow is still not as good.
And also, in addition, Mark, the vacuum issue in tanks.
Mm,
When you seal the RTA, it's completely vacuumed.
yeah,
A bridge is never as tight vacuumed as an RTA, and that hence the problem with leaking.
yeah, yeah,
So to get Cthulhu actually do a proper seal,
yeah, they do.
but a lot of bridges, the seal wasn't 100%.
No,
So whenever you added liquids, it caused immediate
yeah.
the pressure caused the liquid to get down to the deck, flood it. Yeah,
I've lost count of how many billet boxes I've left sitting with liquid in the bridge, and,
Alien,
and,
exactly. When was
and
the last time I saw a leak on this tank? Never.
I've killed them
Exactly.
because
I mean, take the true tank. Yeah, this is 4 years old, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Never had a leak.
mm,
Why? The wicking is important to get it right because if you
very,
don't wick it right, it will leak.
yeah.
But as soon as you get the wicking right, is no issues with it. You
That
take a
was
bridge.
She was in chat earlier. That was Laurie's favourite. The True Tank was always her favourite. She always
Yeah.
loved that. But unfortunately, I can't get the glass anymore. So it's harsh, but you'll have to buy a whole new True Tank to
Tank.
get a glass or two glasses.
This is another problem with parts of RTAs. You buy an RTA and then you break a glass, you lose an O-ring or you lose a
Yeah,
screw. Where do you get a replacement?
yeah, yeah.
It's a big problem.
Well, funnily enough, with Cthulhu, I did ask for their what's their standard bridge? What's a CD bridge? CM bridge. I did ask them, and I've got a whole big bag of screws, because for that very reason, because I thought I know what's going to happen, and we haven't actually sold many of them, but the standard bridge that comes with this, I've ordered them as a separate part, which you can't normally get. So
Yeah,
yeah, they are available.
it's a big problem. So what I tend to do is I always buy two.
Yeah. Where's Rick? Is he in chat? He can't buy one of anything. He has to buy two.
Yeah. So if he's buying it for parts, that makes sense.
Hmm.
It's a big problem because if you break a glass on a tank that you're so used to, you'll be gutted.
The Mea Culpa is a great RTA for dark nets, but it's fiddly.
Yeah.
Gary Tucker. Nathan, I'm getting a good second-hand Spica Pro. Have you got any tips on what flavour nets would you say make it shine the most?
Oh, well, anything will taste good in Spiker Pro. Virginia, pure Virginia, not so much. It has to have some kind of blend or spice or a fruit note in it, something that will go along with the Virginia. Pure Virginia is a bit harsh and they get a bit bitter halfway down. But if you've got, for instance, I've got in here the Matafina, it is absolutely delicious because you've got a spice, you've got something to complement. It brings out the spiciness, the sweetness a bit, and yeah, it's a lovely, lovely tank.
I wasn't ignoring you, Nathan. I was trying to find my Spiker Pro. I can't find it. I thought it was up there.
Yeah, the Spiker Pro, if you put in here English blend, English mixture, or a spicy tobacco, or anything with Latakia, it would. I don't know many more tanks that will beat the pure flavor of a Spiker Pro.
They
And
are.
but it's got a strong throated as well that you can lift the chimney and
What was the
yeah.
other one I gave you? So the Penadat. I sent it to you, didn't I? I didn't find that. I found it. I thought it was going to be better than it was.
The Penadant, you couldn't change your liquid
Mm,
unless you finish your tank.
yeah, yeah,
That's a major problem
yeah,
because when you put in a pure NET, it gongs up the wick
yeah,
halfway down the tank.
yeah, yeah,
If you go for 3 mil,
yeah.
and you want to change your wick and carry on vaping, you can't because you're going
Yeah.
to lose your liquid. So
Well,
that was a big mistake on their
it
part.
was. It also felt a little bit agricultural as well, like it was big bits just bolt.
Big glump, yeah.
Robert Tate, thanks for the tip on Nick to add to 60 ml short fill, Nathan.
Pleasure.
Rufus has got to get up early. Thanks for tuning in, Rufus. Mark Davis, good evening to you. Didn't realise Nathan was in, or I'd have watched from the start. Well, you've got your chance. You can go back. Watch the
He's got the Sputnik. You see, look, he's got the SXK Sputnik.
I'll have to watch him full later.
That,
That was what I was trying to remember a little while ago. That had the disc, didn't it? That's the one
Yeah.
RCA I never had, but always wanted.
well, if I find one, I'll think about you, Mark.
If you ever find one,
I'll get you
bag
one.
it and tell me how much you want.
That airflow on the Sputnik is a masterpiece of aerodynamics.
Yeah, yeah.
So much thought went into the air disc alone.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I tried to get a clone. I couldn't even get a clone. So, you know.
You can get a clone these days. You can get an SXK, I think.
Can you? All right.
I'll look it for you. Yeah.
I'll have a look into that. But yeah, I've always wanted to try one that had the discs, didn't it?
Yeah.
And always
It's
wanted
a superb mouse to long.
You're very welcome, Jay. This is Mark and Nathan, or Nathan and Mark. Thank you. Billy Lee Rice. My favourite tank is the Aromamizer Plus V3. I have 6. I can't go a day without them set up. Yeah, the V3 was pretty good. Which was the one I didn't like? Was that the V1 or 2? But there was one I didn't find it very good at all, and everyone else raved about it.
Yeah.
So we don't all like the same thing.
No. If we all like the same thing, they will sell only one product, wouldn't it?
Boring world, wouldn't it?
Yeah. One tank that is not easy to get. It was the Expomizer version 4. They got today version 5. The version 4, in my opinion, is one of the best mouse along RTs on the market. And I broke the glass of the V4.
Right.
And I managed to find one by some guy in Italy who sent it to me.
Right.
It's sometimes you pick up a tank and you don't realize how good it is only after you use it for a while.
Yeah.
Problem is you get attached to it, and then if you lose it or break it, it takes a long time to get used to something new.
I think I had one somewhere, Nathan.
No, the version 4?
I think so. If I find it, it's yours.
I've got it. I've got
spares.
No, don't worry. I'm fine.
Daniel says, yeah, he used to use Purple Vape for spare tanks. Yeah, that's right, but I think they've run out as well. No more times.
A lot of people buy high-end and they buy clones for the parts.
Oh, and none fit. Ooh. Yeah, I think it makes sense as well. If it's your favourite, buy another one. And you got
Yeah.
I've still got the True Tank with the serial number 0001.
No.
I insisted on that as the first
I mean, one tank you were never damaged. The K-Phone X.
Yeah.
It is built like a tank.
I actually really like the K-Phone X. Really like it. I think.
Yeah, it's really nice.
If they'd have released this 4 years ago, how many would they have sold? Honestly, I mean, this is the 22 one. Is yours 24? But a puff on that. Christmas. Gandalf.
Yeah. Suits you actually, Mark.
It's actually the problem I got with it as well is where do you stand the bloody thing? It's huge.
You need a pipe stand.
Need a pipe stand on my desk.
You can get a single pipe stand in AliExpress for £2.
Oh, there you go. I'll get one. Don't encourage people to shop on AliExpress, Nathan. What are you like?
Well, I'm always in for a bargain. I don't compromise on the RTAs or the pipe, whatever, but on all the ads-on, yeah.
Daniel says never again. Bung that in chat. Mark Triggle, awesome show, gents. I love you both. Early morning bird recording, so must retire early. All the best. Thank you, Mark Triggle. A very happy Christmas to you too.
Take care, Mark.
Sorry?
I said take care, Mark.
Right. Yeah. Too many marks. That's the trouble. Too many marks.
Yeah.
Stephen, what's he put? I vape mech squonkers. I want to try tobaccos in mouth to lung. Oh, there you go.
Good idea.
Billy Lee, but we might as well listen in.
You cannot vape any teas on anything but mouth to lung. You will not taste it the way it should.
Still love the OG Pioneer. Yeah, the BP mods.
Original Pioneer is amazing tank.
Yeah.
And I use it all the time.
Billy Lee Rice, she recently tried tobacco liquid for the first time. Pleasantly surprised. What did you try, Billy Lee? What did you try? That's what we want to know.
And you know, Mark, I want to tell you from my experience and feedback that I get from a lot of fruit vapors, a lot are going into tobacco. They're fed up of this over sweet, sickening.
Yeah.
A lot are going to tobaccos, to NETs.
Yeah. 3F8 for the SXK. I think, thanks, Mark. I think you were talking about the
Sputnik.
I used to work with a guy we called Sputnik, and it's like something wandering around space aimlessly, isn't it? That's what.
It's a Russian. It's I think made in Russia.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
It's named after some satellite, I think.
Yeah, but wasn't it lost? It was just like floating around.
Yeah.
Robert Tate, need to watch Nathan's review on the Aromomizer Classic. Can't get it to wick right.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Aromomizer Classic, the problem is the vacuum. And the deck fits in like a stock coil. It's not a conventional deck. It's a deck that you can take, you pull it out from the tank, and it looks like a stock coil mechanism, like Anakin style.
Right.
The deck is fairly small. That's why you need to put in use a 3mm inner diameter coil, put in a lot of wick, and do not oversaturate the wick. And then when you refill, you need to block the airflow pins with your fingers and then open the top cap. Because if you leave the airflow pins open, that disturbs the vacuum as well.
What? I've just had my hand slapped. Daniel, Naturevape, Nathan did a video on a good pipe stand.
That's right.
Yeah. I'll consider myself told off, Daniel. Thanks for that. John, evening to you. Oh, he's got the original Sputnik and the Spicker. Don't use them in the collection. Well, if ever you want to lighten the load on that collection, John, just get in touch. Yeah, it seems a shame to have it gathering dust when it connects.
Yeah, those are two very good mouth-to-lung RTAs.
Such a good home. Yeah, I'd buy them both, to be fair.
It's like someone having a Mercedes parked outside and he's driving his Ford Fiesta.
Yeah. Lord, Billy Lee. It was nothing special, just a Nick Salt I grabbed to top up an order. It's called Pecanilla by Large Salts. It's a pecan custard with tobacco. I want to try a net next. Yeah, I would. I don't know what you're vaping on, Billy Lee, but the 4-pod range. If you don't like rebuilding or re-wicking very regularly, I would go for that range. And there's a Virginia in it. And there's also this new range, the Royal Navy. And if this one, the St. George, is like a pipe tobacco.
It's a Balkan blend.
Thank you, Nathan. Twice I've been told off in 5 minutes. And the Elizabeth, well, all three are nice, but go for either the Elizabeth, I would say, or the St. George, one or the other.
The difference between Balkan and English is the Oriental element. It's nearly identical.
Even, I've got to say, even just sniffing the drip tip is lovely. And there aren't many liquids.
Tobacco.
There aren't many liquids you can do that. Sort of sniffing without vaping, you think, I was still enjoying it just doing that. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, tobacco is one of the most tastiest flavors one can have.
Robert says, thanks, I'll try that, Nathan. So listen to you there. Kieran, October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Daniel's diverse.
He's another. Kieran is also a guy who knows his RTAs.
He does. Yeah, he does. Very much so. Very much a man of knowledge. I love a good coffee vape. Nice treat now and again to sickly vape. Well, in the Flapper range, which is equally for pod, you've got the coffee with a back note of tobacco in it.
It's a beautiful blend, actually. And I wanted to bring it up today, but I left it somewhere else. I can't remember. It's Nakana. Beautiful.
So that could be a good intro. What do you think, Nathan? A good introduction to both? You got
what?
The Flapper coffee. If Billy Lee likes a good coffee vape,
yeah,
and wanted to try the net tobacco, you got the best of all worlds, eh?
That's right, because the tobacco within the coffee adds to the roastiness, adds a bit like a roasty, toasty note that is delicious.
Laurie, are you still live? Sorry, I had a friend here. So you got away with your comment then, Nathan?
Yeah.
Not joking, Laurie. We did say something though, didn't we? Oh, True Tank. I said that was Laurie's favourite in time gone by. That was right. Albert, I sent you this as well, didn't I, Nathan? I think you had it before. Just put some Piloto Cubano in the True Tank. It's superb.
You know where I've got my Piloto Cubano? In my e-pipe.
Have you?
Always, only.
Yeah. And Billy Lee, I re-wick 10 tanks a week. Crikey. I like pod kits for when I'm out and about.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, then you shouldn't mind the net tobaccos. But it is just literally, I'm a bit of a useless article when it comes. I'm so busy, and I did it. It was only last week. I was vaping away and I thought, this really does taste rank. I must re-wick it when I get home. And I was really late. And I thought, I'm going to do it before I go to bed because I won't have time. I'm a night person. And I thought, I won't have time in the mornings. It's chaos in the morning.
Yeah.
And I did it. And when I took the old wick out, and I just thought, you are a dirty
It was black.
Yeah, you really are rank.
I re-wick every 2 days.
Every 2 days, yeah.
Sometimes twice a day.
Someone else asked a question as well. Trying to think what that was. Yes. Are there any new RTAs coming out you've got an interest in, Nathan?
No, that is the problem. None are coming out. None. It could only the high end that you can't get a hold of. Any mainstream RTAs is nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I think
the big problem.
There's like a teasing picture from Ambition Mods. They've got something new coming out, I think, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. I mean, bit of an old story there, but they niggled me a bit.
Well, that is annoying when there's no loyalty.
I got on really well with them, Nathan, really well, and I probably overspent at times with them from my point of view to keep loyal with them, and then they just rinsed all over that and supplied who they wanted.
That is the problem. A lot of these type of, there's no loyalty.
No.
I grew up in a generation where loyalty is number one in business.
Yeah, and me too. I'm very much the same, and
Yeah.
I think that stings more when you're of that kind. You just think, oh, I've had it happen to me again.
Yeah, that's the problem. The dollar sign is for them the main engine.
Yeah, yeah. Jonathan Powell, JP. On Nathan's advice, I've got 5 Alberic 2, all bought from Naturevape, which I use to swap from one cigar liquid to another. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome, JP. Very welcome.
It's a cracking tank, that one. Really good.
Mm. John wants to know what happened to Drake's short fills on the site. I had a supply issue with Drake's. I think most people are aware he basically stopped. And when he stopped, I sought out La Tabaccaria, started stocking them, and then Drake's set up again. And to be honest with you, I was so happy with the La Tabaccaria, I couldn't see any point in stocking both. I think I'd rather look after one brand properly and go that route. Drake's was also, I think someone told me, was it today or yesterday, that most of the stuff on his site is out of stock. Is that right? I haven't looked.
I haven't checked lately.
But that is, and again, there's your supply issue, and it always seems to be. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with Danny from Drake's, a super fella. But yeah, just the way it is. I'm happy with what I've got. Albert says he's got the Piloto Cubano in his 415. 415 or 451? 415 was the early one.
415 is a bit slightly different. It's a Japanese.
Yeah, yeah. Robert, I bought 4 hybrids. Nets juice cabins. Steeped for a week on their mixing advice. Felt a bit muted. Is it okay to add more flavour?
No. Yeah. I see those who mixed it. It's done already. If you add, it wouldn't be balanced. You need to really know what you're doing when it comes to tobacco.
And Daniel, Naturevape, thank you, Mark and Nathan. An outstanding interview live. I wish you both, my fellow spanners, Laurie and Kieran, everyone in chat, a very happy and peaceful Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think, Daniel, your comment, I know there's one or two more, not many. I will just read this one actually because it's quite important. Laurie, does anyone know if you can get La Tabaccaria in the USA? Don't think you can. So. The problem there, Laurie, I'll tell you the problem. I've spoken to Federico about this. The USA is such a place all of its own, and that's obvious. But what I mean by that is, if you supply e-liquid to the UK, there's one rule for the whole UK. In the USA, that every state runs differently. And
different rules and regulations.
Different rules. So you'd have to specify a different state and, and things of that sort. So that's where it becomes difficult. So, Nathan, I think we have taken up enough of your time, but really appreciate that.
Mark, it's always a pleasure to be on your show.
Perfect. Well, it's certainly a pleasure.
We are very much alike.
We are very much alike. It's taken me, for those but it's taken me a long time. I've asked Nathan once or twice to come on, and I've always wanted him to come on the show. We've done it once before with Federico, where Nathan You were on a business trip, I think, and had to do it from
That's
your
right.
car.
Yeah.
Still brilliant, still good. And obviously, I wanted to ask you and I asked you for Christmas, you thankfully said yes, which meant the world to me.
Mark,
I
you're the
know,
only one. I never appeared in any other live show, period.
I know. You'll probably get asked now, and just for their
No, the answer will
information,
be no.
it's a no. So
No.
before anyone bombards Nathan, it's took me 8 years, so it's no.
The only yes will be you on occasion, but no one
Yeah,
else.
on occasion, and that's for me. I can't ask for more, Nathan.
It's completely out of my comfort zone, and with you, it's very relaxing. I really much enjoyed it.
Perfect. All right, lovely. Well, if you'd like to say your goodbyes, Nathan.
Well, I want to thank everyone in chat who came to join, either from your subscribers or mine. And I really enjoyed this evening. It was just talking about vaping, nothing else. Beautiful. And maybe one day we'll do it again.
Well, I hope we do. I know better than to ask you too often, but I hope
I
we
want to wish everyone happy holidays and enjoy the time of this year where strengthen bonds between family and friends, goodwill, and God bless everyone here in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much indeed. I'll just ditto that comment really. Thanks everyone in chat. You make this little Tuesday night session. You really do, with your comments, your questions. They're all good. It's just lovely. It's like an informal chat at a bar, and it's
That's it.
it's the way
We're talking about things that interest us all.
correct. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. And I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy Christmas, wherever you are in the country or world. I hope you have a great, relaxing time. It's been a testing year for a lot of us, but we've all got through it. Nathan, you're a superstar. Thank you so much for coming on.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure, Mark.
Brilliant. All right, everybody. So until next time, that's it for this year. I'll see you in the early part of next year. Hopefully refreshed. And until then, take care and thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Bye bye.